just watch this. This is Trump at CPAC. This is yesterday. This guy needs his ass beat.
Tariff is my favorite word in the dictionary. You know, we were the richest relatively from, think of this, from 1870 to 1913.
60% poverty.
Because we collected tariffs from foreign countries that came in and took our jobs and took our money, took our everything. But they charged tariffs, and we had so much money, they set up the 1887. Think of that, a long time ago. 1887 Tariff Commission. It was a commission of very important people to determine where we should spend all of the tremendous, vast wealth that we had. We had so much wealth. Wouldn't it be nice today? Of course, now we give it away to transgender this, transgender that. Everybody gets a transgender operation. It's just wonderful. No, we give it away like to crazy things. But in those days, it was different. It was a different world. It was a different country. But we were very rich because of tariffs.
He's saying America was rich in the late 1800s with tariffs. By the way, in the late 1800s was not a good time to be alive. And we weren't rich. 60% of the population was in poverty. But he's giving a speech saying we don't have any money because we give it all to transgender things. What the fuck is he talking about? Everybody gets a transgender operation. He is a heinous bullshit artist, lying, degenerate fucking scumbag. Why is he on transgender people's ass? And what's crazy about it, 13 years ago, he overruled the rejection of a transgender beauty queen. He supported them. He celebrated the inclusion of transgender women in his beauty pageant. He did. But now he's trading that for some fucking political clout, and now he can't even give a speech without lying about them to try and make them look bad. Dude, it's so crazy. Like, that shit is so nasty, bro.
If you're a teacher who voted for Donald Trump, please just lie and tell the students that you didn't.
Why are you telling your students who you voted for, period? That is an end-all, be-all conversation. That's it. You nix it in the ass.
Dude, what are you talking about? Like, dude, what an idiot. This is this weird obsessive thing where they want teachers to not be human beings. Like, why would you want that? Teachers get to know students. Students get to know teachers. If you spend 8 hours a day in a room with human beings, those human beings are going to get to know you. And if you don't want them to know you, you're a fucking weirdo. I don't want my kids spending 8 hours a day in a room with some random human being and then they know nothing about the person. Nothing. Like, how do you think that's going to work for my kid? You think that kind of a person's going to get to know my kid enough to figure out how it would be helpful for them to learn? Like, these people, they live in some world where they expect everybody to just be robotic automatons. Like, what is she even talking about?
You do not go past the question itself. That's very inappropriate for you to talk about at school when you are a teacher, specifically to middle schoolers who do not understand how politics actually works. And honestly, it seems like
she thinks middle schoolers, dude, it's on every social media network.
You don't quite understand how politics genuinely works. The man of the video went on to say, oh, I was asked by one of my students who I voted for, and I was trying to be very vague because I have to answer it very carefully. And another one of the students went and said, oh, he didn't vote for Trump because he actually cares about us. And then he essentially went on to say, yeah, I definitely did not vote for Trump. Don't answer the fucking question.
Dude, yes, answer the question, teachers. Don't listen to this fucking idiot. It's like so crazy, right? I mean, because if somebody said something about a Bible, you know they would let a Bible like slide right up the kid's ass. They have no problem doing that shit. But like, my God.
Regardless of who you voted for, regardless of the reason why you voted for it, regardless of if you want to make those students feel good or not feel good, that is not your duty to tell any single person who is a minor. Okay, that's not your duty. You're there to teach.
Dude, a minor? What, you can't talk to minors now? What a fucking weirdo, bro. And that's how you teach, actually, by introducing them to life shit. Dude.
To teach the lesson at hand. And I promise you, politics does not exist in middle school. That's not a course that you...
Dude, see, here's what I take issue with, is politics exists everywhere. Everywhere. There's politics in middle school. There are kids that are wealthy or star athletes or whatever that have more power than other kids. Or some kid may be a little famous. Maybe they have a famous TikTok. There are politics everywhere. There's politics in families. In wherever there's a group of people, there is a political system of power and the levers of power that exist in it. So you could have a family where you have a father and his kid and a mother and her kid, and the father's kid may have more power in that family than the mother's kid because the father has more power, and so therefore his kid has more power. There's all kinds of like power dynamics. There's power dynamics in schools amongst the teachers and the administrators. There might be a situation where the vice principal has more power than the principal. Politics isn't just about government. It is about how power is administered and delegated and accessed in every single environment. I use the workplace all the time about how I used to work in restaurants. And I'd go into a restaurant and maybe you have this manager who's like kind of overbearing, but then you realize, oh, the assistant manager is friends with the fucking owner. So therefore, if you really want to get something done, you don't even go to the manager. If you wanted to change, say, a workplace rule, you would get the assistant manager to help you via the owner. Okay, that's politics. You get a job and, oh, they won't let us have colored hair, but I want to have colored hair. How do we get that changed? And then you start looking at the power structure of who really has the power to do that and how do you access it? That's what politics is. And it's everywhere. But like, dude, they're so funny though, how these fucking weirdos always want to like, they never want kids to be exposed to anything. They're afraid that, oh my God, if my child is exposed to a teacher who voted against Donald Trump, like, who cares? Your kid should be able to get exposed to all different kinds of people. Like, why are you worried about your kid? You're worried about your kid having a conversation with the teacher about Donald Trump? Like, why? Why? You afraid your kid might find out something from that teacher that then they disagree with you? Dude, I think it's because they consider kids to be like property. They consider kids to be like property. I don't even know if she has kids. She probably doesn't. A lot of times these people that squawk about this shit don't actually have kids. I would be willing to bet that she actually doesn't have kids because very often when you have people like this, they don't actually have kids. I mean, 𝗣𝗢𝗪𝗡𝗅, Libs of TikTok is a classic example. Okay, she doesn't have kids.
Senator, how would you characterize the impact on the fire rates?
I'm very concerned about the impact on the state of Maine on everything from our national parks to biomedical research.
Dude, do you hear that, guys? Susan Collins is very concerned about the effects of Trump. Dude, she has literally like voted with that endorsed all his candidates. She has sided with him lock, stock, and barrel, has never opposed him. But man, she will fucking tell the reporters how concerned she is. She's like, I am so concerned that I'm going to go vote yes for fucking RFK Jr. and Kash Patel, right? I'm so concerned that I'm going to go vote for Patel and Bondi so we can just burn the whole shit to the ground. And then afterwards, while my state is smoldering, right? A smoldering like fire pit that was once Maine, you can interview me there and I'll tell you I'm really concerned about how everyone is dead. Oh my God.
So this is a big problem.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a big problem. Dude, she's very concerned. She is so concerned. Oh Lord. What is up, guys? Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, you want to support independent resistance media, you know what to do. Drop that sub, hit the like button, and please share it. And we do love our members, so if you want to become a member, it's another really great way to support. Thanks again for everything, guys. I'll see you next time. Let's go.